Welcome everyone to the second webinar of our series on mapping your future. For those who attended the first session, I'm excited to see you all of you again. And I hope you are feeling just as enthusiastic as I am about today's session. And for those who are joining us for the first time, I'm excited also to meet you all. Before we dive into the new material, we will recap the main takeaways of the first session. For this session, our goal is to give you a deeper understanding of personal strategic planning and how to align your personal goals with your career goals to achieve a work-life balance and provide you with some practical tools and strategies that you can apply in your day-to-day work. Joining us today, Dr. Wael Hussam. I'm so excited to have you today. And of course, I will introduce you in a bit.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Thank you. As we start, I want to remind you that you can type your questions in the chat box, and we will try to answer your questions before the end of the session. This is a collaborative learning environment, and your feedback is essential to making it a success. So we appreciate your feedback, suggestions, recommendations. We need to learn how to improve this open forum. So let me know what topics you want me to discuss next. We have a few webinars cooking at the back burner. So without further ado, grab a pen and paper and let's get started. Also, it's very important. Please note that we are recording the session and we might share it online on the university social media platforms and YouTube channel. Also note that this is a general career advice. It's not personalized. Okay, so keep this in mind. Dr. Hussam, welcome. So let me please introduce you. Dr. Hussam is an accomplished strategic management and HR expert, executive coach, and international business consultant. Dr. Hussam holds an MBA in HR management, and he's currently pursuing his PhD in business administration. Dr. Hussam is also a certified project management professional. He's certified in Six Sigma and Lean Thinking practitioner. And I also have good news. Dr. Wael Hussam joined Windsor University as a faculty member teaching human resources management and digital transformation. Welcome, Dr. Hussam. I'm so thrilled to have you here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Awad, for such a great introduction. Actually, it's magnificent, and you're doing it great as usual. You have boosted my spirit right away.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before we dive into our topic, I'd like to introduce the new certificate in human resources management that you designed and you are managing. Would you please allow me to do this?
Please, feel free.
Okay, so Windsor University has established a new certificate in human resources management. The program is designed to upgrade your professional performance and lead better career opportunities. The program is 40 hours and it will take over 7 weeks to finish. Participants will learn practical skills and knowledge to perform day-to-day human resources management responsibilities, keeping in mind that our task as human resource managers is to improve profits and performance for our organizations. This program is designed for human resource professionals and management practitioners who aim to join the HR career or actually working in this domain. The program is taught and managed by Dr. Wael, the renowned human resources management expert. He will be the instructor and the instructional designer. The program, as I said, covers important topics in human resources management, and I believe it will be a wonderful opportunity for everyone. So before we talk about balancing uh, life and work, let's recap the results of the survey that we did last week or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. So we shared with you a link to a survey asking you what are the common career development challenges that you are facing right now. And 32% of respondents attributed time and time management to the challenges they face developing their careers. 25% selected financial limitations and financial planning. 12% attributed burned out and challenges in work-life balance. 43% chose ineffective planning and personal strategic plan. And we still ask you, what are the challenges that you are facing? So it's very important for us to understand the challenges that you face, so we can design the webinars that you need. So, Dr. Hussam, let's dive in.
Actually, the survey is very indicative.
Yes. So let me share the same screen again. The results. You will find that burnout and work-life balance, 12%. Ineffective planning and personal strategic planning, 43%. This is a challenge. We don't know how to plan.
True. Actually, when I look at such a result, I found out that the ineffective planning and personal strategic planning contains the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would like to translate this survey, I would say that most of it, like 70%, 75%, the time management and the ineffective planning are so associated together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And of course, the planning would affect the financial limitation, and of course would affect the work-life balance. So the personal status and the spiritual, the mental status would be affected. We will dive in such a minute. Actually, I admire the design you've designed this presentation, because it seems that we're going through the way you've drew already. The survey, survey is leading us to the discussion of today.
Yes. So let's talk about the importance of having or balancing work and life. What do we mean when we say work-life balance?
Well, this is the question indeed, because I'm fascinated by the definitions. We need to define things so we come to a common understanding, so we can solve whatever issue we have. It's a buzzword recently. Have work-life balance, and this buzzword is affecting enormously the new generations. Because I said that the baby boomers and the generations before, they were not so concerned about work-life balance. Actually, they were concerned about working more, losing the
Yeah.
and the new generations and the newer generations are concerned with having the right equation in life to enjoy life as much as they enjoy work, which is a great concern indeed, and of course a great equation we should work towards. So the feeling of having work-life balance, in my mind, it means that we need to balance between the work and career achievements, as well on the other side of the balance, you will find every other thing.
I feel that many individuals, regardless of the generation they belong to or the field they work at, um, it's a general sense of a challenge of balancing work commitments, personal responsibilities, and leisure time. And actually, I feel that this challenge leads to stress, burnout, and a general decline on, in overall well-being.
True, true, very true.
Yeah.
I do agree with you so much, and um, uh, we are now aligned in meaning that the work, the 8 hours of work, it's third of the day, one third of the day, that would balance every other thing, every other commitment or concern of the individual. Because of course the third part of the day, the 8 hours, are in sleep. So
Yes, and we will talk about the strategies that we need to learn and the tools that we need to learn and apply to achieve this balance. In some textbooks, they started to refer to work-life balance as work-life harmony, because the word balance gives the impression that we have to dedicate equal time to every aspect in our life, which is not necessarily true. I think it's about maintaining a good physical and mental health and improving our overall well-being while being productive.
well, it's a very good concept. Actually, it's an amazing one. The work-life harmony. It resonates more with me because, of course, we can mingle and merge different activities of the different concerns of us as individuals within the day. We can weave it. For example, um, I can we can work, and during the work in break times, we enjoy some social activities. For us, for example, you can enjoy like 5 to 7 to 10 minutes of prayers. This is spiritual. So, and of course, you can eat well during the break time. So this is physical. So work-life harmony is much more reasonable for me. The terminology work-life harmony,
Yes.
which I just said that it resonates more with me. It makes more sense, of course, because we're not dedicating some specific time for each side of the balance. You can weave it, you can harmonize it within your day.
Yes. Yes.
This
Yes.
is, of course, this is actually the practical thing. You can, while you are in work, you can use like the break time in having some reading, some social relationships, 5 to 7 to 10 minutes of prayer that would boost your spiritual side of the being, which is very important for that. So you can have many things harmonized within your day. This is the right term for it. So work-life harmony is. Let's jump to the next point, which is identifying the signs of an unhealthy work-life balance.
Yes. And sometimes I talk to people and they say, you know what, I don't have time to do this or do that. How do I know that I am balancing or harmonizing my life?
Well, for me, or from experience and the cases that I've seen, you can know it. I'll tell you basically from people to people relationship. You'll find that the fatigue senses or symptoms are being raised. You will find that the person who has this imbalance, most probably in some like poor health conditions. So in work, I can know them by the higher rate of absenteeism.
Okay.
So from HR perspective and HR analytics, which is very important for us in organizations, you need to focus with some KPIs, some critical KPIs. If you're having the absenteeism rate going high, you need to focus with your people. You need to focus with their mental and work-life harmony issue, because most people are struggling with it. Of course, you would find like some stressful relationships. You would find that people are dealing in a nervous manner. You know, they would come to what we call the crowd psychology, the crowd zone. You know, you would find people impatient in dealing with each other. You would find people are
always irritated.
Yes, this is it. Irritated, agitated all the time. It's you'll find them very easy to be poked, to be nervous.
I want to add something regarding absenteeism. I read an article saying that it's not necessarily that people are absent, but sometimes they are at work, but they are absent-minded. So the mind is absent. They are present, but they are not focusing. They are not focusing at work. They are not productive. And their mind is wandering elsewhere.
Very good point, Dr. Hanan, because I can conclude that the productivity is another sign you can follow. If you're a leader, if you're an HR professional, you can follow the productivity KPIs and track down the root cause of it. Most probably you're going to find some struggles in work-life harmony. Let me actually add one more thing. You'll find that some people of your organization work overtime. And working overtime, of course, for us, I bet, I will not say of course, but mainly I believe that it means poor management. I'm sorry to say it that straight.
No, but we have to listen here. Yeah. Please tell us more. Well, if I am in an organization and I'm working overtime, it means that it's poor management?
Of course, it's poor management. What are the main functions of the management, the manager, especially the leaders? You'll find that number one is planning. Number two is organizing. Number three is staffing. So planning the time right, the tasks, the productivity, the job description, the job design. This is planning for leaders. The workload, the project management, all this is planning. Then we come to organizing. If the planning and organizing are not in good shape, you'll find a lot of overtime, a lot of people don't meet the deadlines, lack of productivity. You'll find aspects you can, as a management team, follow and track, of course. So when you find your team working overtime, don't focus with the team, just with the team, focus with the management of this team. This is a very clear sign for poor management.
I also think that if you have to work overtime, this might indicate low productivity due to lack of focus.
Sure.
So you need more time or to allocate more time to finish specific tasks, that if you are focused, you will finish it in less time.
Very, very true, actually. This is the productivity, and this is the work environment that you as management have to provide for people to produce, to be productive, to focus, to get into what we call the flow mode.
Yes, the flow mode. Yeah.
Being into the flow mode is very important in today's work environment, especially when we know that distractions are around us. And most of the people work in distractions, and they leave their brain unguarded. And this is a very, very sensitive word to say, actually. You have to stand guard for your brain to protect it from the interactions of, like, WhatsApp beep, the notifications come on your laptop.
Yeah, and I think we will talk about this when we start talking about strategies and tools and action steps to regain the balance and harmony in your life. I want to stress that I believe chronic stress is an important sign of the lack of balance and harmony. When I talk to people in meetings, in networking events, and everyone is saying, I'm overwhelmed. Yesterday, I was in a networking event, and I heard this word, stressed and overwhelmed, from almost 50% of the people that I met.
I bet. It's the daily buzzword now, and you will find what is called people are busy being busy.
Yes. Because I believe we have a wrong sense of value when you are busy.
True.
And sometimes we create this false busyness in our life, so we feel our value. We feel that we are accomplishing something, but at the end of the day, we are like a hamster in a wheel, moving constantly, but not going anywhere.
Well, Dr. Hanan, let me tell you that this is not some of people. This is most of the people. According to surveys, this is 93% of people are suffering from the symptom of being busy. Because, once again, I want to emphasize this, the distractions, the amount of distractions that we are facing in our daily life, like the phone ring, the mobile ring, WhatsApp beeps, the Facebook notification, your email notifications, all these distractions. What happens in your mind when you're so distracted? Mainly, our brain is designed to focus in some certain task, and it takes us like from 13 to 17 minutes to focus, to get into focus mode.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you and ask any one of the people you met yesterday. How frequent do you have like 5 minutes without notifications?
No more. For me, no more. I learned the lesson.
Yes, these are the people who would like to take control of their life.
Yes, yes.
Me neither. You know me. I'm not a WhatsApp person. I'm not a social media person unless it's a dedicated time frame. Because
Yes.
I have the control of my life for the notifications. So when people have these buzzes all the time, they feel depleted. You know, all the time your mind is distracted. All the time you're sometime with a beep or a notification, or someone enters in your work zone to ask for something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Distract mind, of course, lessens your productivity and gets you to the zone when you feel unproductive. And
Mm-hmm.
then busy being busy. You're answering the phone and replying the email and replying someone in front of you without real focus. So you're not productive.
Mhm. Okay, so this is related to the external environment. I also believe that there are some internal factors, especially when we don't know ourselves. We don't know the values, our values, what are our priorities, what's important for us. When we don't have a personal mission or vision, when we don't spend enough time reflecting, understanding ourselves, and also a very important point is knowing our areas of excellence. I will never be excellent in every aspect, every part of my life. I will never reach 100% in everything. So when we really understand ourselves, when we are aware of the priorities in my life, I can design my life around these priorities, around my strengths, around the areas of excellence.
Well, I do. I can't agree more. Actually, that in my mind, everything in under the headline achievement in life, it all comes down the self management and self awareness and self
Mhm.
development umbrella.
Yeah,
It's all
self-awareness.
about, yes, it's all about knowing yourself. It's all about what you have just said and said. You said it brilliantly, actually.
Mhm.
That
So I find
it's
that
not,
so many people are struggling with this word or this term, self-awareness. How can I know myself? And you will see that so many people are giving the advice, just be yourself. Okay, what's myself?
very, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you how I do it and how I coach people to do it. It
Mm-hmm.
starts at the beginning with the self-analysis.
Mm-hmm.
What is the target? You need to know yourself. You need to know your values. You need to be on the top of this person. Uh, just imagine that you're viewing someone else, not you. Okay? How can you be on the top of this? I started usually with doing the SWOT analysis. The self.
Yes. Yes.
It's for me. It's the beginning of everything. The analysis is the beginning of everything.
Now I have to, you know, uh, say it out loud. I think the first step is not the SWOT analysis.
Okay.
It's actually understanding the pillars of your life.
Very good. Very
Yes.
good.
Well, I think we are complementing each other here.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's deciding, okay, what are the priorities in my life? For
Okay.
example, my financial situation, career and work, health and fitness, my home environment, my community, my family, and even in family, we can go deeper, immediate family and extended family, or maybe I'll have a dedicated pillar to my partner. It's understanding the hats I'm wearing throughout my life, or the roles that I'm playing throughout my life. Then comes your step. is SWOT analysis. What are my strengths and weaknesses in every aspect? So,
Makes perfect.
yeah.
Actually, it makes perfect sense to me. Being aware of the environment, of the life that I live, of the roles that I have to play is very important, of course. And the order, you can play with it with every single person, no problem.
Yeah.
Would you like to highlight on this survey? It looks actually very informative.
Yeah, this is an exercise that it's very very common and in coaching and mentoring is the life wheel.
Yes.
So the idea here is that you see a visual representation of this balance in your life. Our aim is
Okay.
not to reach 100% in every aspect, but you feel satisfied. So
Okay.
yeah, so this tool, because now we are talking about tools. So this tool, it's a simple circle divided into the priorities of your life,
Sure.
and you use it to evaluate or assess how satisfied are you. It's
True.
not about how much time you dedicate to each area. It's how satisfied are you. So, for example, for my relationship with my husband, we don't spend long hours with each other, but there are certain non-negotiables in our lives. For example, that we have to have one meal a day together,
Perfect.
with no cell phones, with no distractions. If the kids are available, because now they are all grown up and they are working, they go to places. If they are available, we are together. If they are not with us, it's him and I, and it's
Sounds
our time.
sounds perfect.
So for me, if I will assess this area, I'm very satisfied.
True.
Yeah, so it's
True. Very
it's
good.
it's it's 9 or 10. On the other hand, if I'm thinking of recreation,
Okay.
no, I will not give it that high evaluation. I might give it 4. Why?
Okay.
Because I feel that, okay, I need to, practice some hobbies. I neglected some hobbies. I read only textbook. I need to read some novels or something. So, so I really like this exercise because it gives this visual representation to your life.
Actually, yes, it's the radar chart and it's magnificent.
Yes.
Mr. Ahmed was asking about what is the difference between the green and blue line. So,
Yeah, this is you do it from time to time, and you use the same chart to assess how satisfied you are. So I will do it, for example, and it's the blue line. So maybe I
sure.
will give myself 6 months, and then
Okay.
I will reevaluate it, my life. I reevaluate my life again,
Very good. Very
and
good.
now I can see the progress that
Yes.
I have been making in every area.
Very good. Very good. Actually,
Yeah,
it's magnificent and it's an eye-opening tool. Actually.
yeah. I
Um,
love it, and I even asked my kids to do it.
but of course,
Yeah,
this is very important for everyone. Actually, now you have opened my eye of knowing the areas is the first step, is the foundation. Yes, the areas.
yeah. Now we can go to, I believe, slide 15 that talks
Okay.
about SWOT analysis. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, this is the one that's empty. That
okay.
and I believe we can share these tools with the attendees, and
If you
uh,
please,
yeah,
I bet that we need to share the link for the assessment, the radar chart, the life wheel
yes,
assessment.
yes, yes. Yes.
Now we can. Do you want to jump to
Yeah.
the more strategies?
Uh, no, we can elaborate more on personal SWOT.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we have been through is the career wheel, right? And
No, this is a different tool.
okay,
This is a different tool.
okay. Let's elaborate on it.
Okay. Again, it's a good tool that similar to the life wheel, but you focus mainly on your career.
Okay,
So you assess your skills and abilities in relationship to the career that you are in, or the career that you want to shift to. So you
very
can
good.
use this, yeah, you can use this tool whenever you are thinking of how can I get promoted, or how can I step or shift to another career. So you think of your skills and abilities, also your interests and passions.
Right.
So, career is not only about the technical side of doing your job. You have to feel some passion to what you are doing.
Okay.
So, for example, if I am interested in sustainability, but I am in IT,
Okay.
so
How to
how can
merge?
I merge the two? Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds perfect. Sounds perfect to me.
Yeah. When I was studying for my master's, I had a colleague, and she was interested in fashion and
Okay.
sustainability.
Okay.
And she was a fashion designer, and she was doing her MBA. And she found a way to merge the two by focusing on sustainable fashion.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
So this is very important to see your interests and your passion, and how your career can complement your interest, or your interest can complement your career.
Perfect.
Another,
The life wheel in your school, you go through the life wheel first, then the career wheel, then the
yes,
SWOT, right?
yes.
Or do you do one of the tools?
No, actually, I do both.
Okay.
Yeah, I
And
do both.
you
Yeah,
do both, and then
yes,
you go to the SWOT analysis.
yes. Then I go
Okay,
to the SWOT analysis. Yeah.
perfect. Let me
Uh,
tell you why in my school of thoughts, of course, I start with the SWOT analysis.
okay.
Because I don't like to color anyone's ideas about anything. You know,
Mhm.
I let people to go analyze and dive deep inside themselves without knowing the aspects of the life we, you know.
Mhm.
I let them go free. They
Mhm.
dive, and of course, I make sure that they have the time to do the SWOT analysis.
Yes.
How? Because it's not a 2 hour exercise thing.
Mhm.
It's not a one session exercise thing.
Mhm.
So I encourage them to go like for 2 weeks doing
Mhm.
the SWOT analysis. You
Mhm.
know, encourage them to go on different sessions.
Mhm.
Like have like 2 hour session, then go enjoy yourself, go to work, go do whatever, and then come the next day, have another session and reflect once more on your thoughts. You will find you will, like pour down some more
Mhm.
thoughts on every dimension of the SWOT analysis. Take like 2 weeks, and then what if I'm going to give you my SWOT analysis in writing, and you don't pretty much read my personality. You're going to have the manual for the man in front of you, You're going to
Mhm.
find my strength, my weaknesses, what I think is a threat for me, and what I think is opportunities for me.
Mhm.
So pretty much you're going to have my manual.
Mhm.
pretty much it's going to be an interesting discussion to plan ahead through the life wheel and the career wheel when you to fit in my personal interests and concerns about myself, you know.
I
So
think we, yeah,
it's very nice to discuss it, you know, because different
yeah,
schools of, it's very enriching actually.
yeah. I think the takeaway here is that you dig deep and you use the tools and tools for reflection. You
True.
know, these tools are there just as a guide where to start.
Very
So,
good.
yeah, giving your thoughts some sort of structure, and the more I use it, the more eye opener. You know, it's like an eye opener.
Well, you are triggering me actually, because you know what? What differentiates between the advanced countries and the developing countries? In my mind, it's the standards,
Mm,
following the standards.
mm,
We have tools here. These tools are well researched and well
mhm.
examined. So don't reinvent the wheel. Go
Yeah,
and use the tool directly. You're going to find a great result. And
yeah,
I have to remember Dr. Amr Abbas in this conversation because every time in every meeting he's emphasizing on what is the standard, what are the standards
yeah,
guys must follow. He's magnificent in this.
yeah. Yeah. Uh, and also, there are other aspects when we are comparing between nations. There is a wonderful scholar. He passed away I believe, in 2010. He was a German scholar, Hofstede, and he talked about the national culture
Yes,
and
of
the
course,
difference. And he invented what we call culture compass.
of course.
And I'm searching online now to remind myself of the
Dimensions of
yeah,
culture.
the different dimensions of culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so quickly now we are diverting, but this is very important because we live in a culture, and I have seen it. I lived in several in different countries, and in each country, my life is different. Although personally I'm the same person, but
Oh,
because I'm in a different culture, my approach, my attitude is different.
this is
So
very important, Dr. Hanan, especially if we're speaking now about the diversified workforce.
yes,
So this is critical actually. Let's dedicate some session for the diversified culture, and I bet that Hofstede index is an amazing one. It's
yes, yes,
amazing research actually.
yes. Yes. So going back to life,
Life balance.
work-life balance. So after we finish the SWOT analysis, and I write my strengths, my weaknesses, and the threats in my external environment and opportunities. What do I
Well,
do with this?
but great. I will. The first, I need to know myself. Okay, I need to know my values. I need to set my priorities, and it's my priorities. It's not the society's priority. It's my
Mhm,
priority of life. Everyone has different priorities. I
mhm,
might I might be the person who likes to stay long hours with family. Other
mhm,
one would be the one who stays at work.
mhm,
Uh, One who would like to stay in spiritual time or in sports time or in trips, traveling, reading, whatever.
mhm,
So setting your priorities is very important. So you can go through the strategies and I will not dive deep into the analysis. It can be in another session. But now
Mhm.
let's go to the strategies to harness the work-life harmony. And I will use it this way. By the way, I will say it work-life harmony. Now it resonates more with me. It's
Mhm.
not balance anymore to me.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. Work-life harmony, yes.
yes. Actually, um, let me align with this. What are the causes of
Mm-hmm.
work-life imbalance?
Mm-hmm.
So we can match the SWOT analysis or the analysis that we have reached to what? To avoid what?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I bet that the causes are increased expenses without increase of salary.
Mm-hmm.
When you know the causes of the imbalance, why do I feel imbalanced? Why do I feel stressed? Basically, the increase of responsibilities without the income.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair
Uh,
compensation.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and the increase of responsibilities at work,
Mm-hmm.
as well the increase of responsibilities at home.
Mm-hmm.
And this is critical because we men need to understand that responsibilities of home for females are enormous.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
is a very important thing to understand because actually when I study it, when I see it in normal life, ladies are doing a great job in uh, well, one of the main aspects of that is children, if you believe,
Mm-hmm.
because children are responsibility. When
Mm-hmm.
if you're a father or a mother or a mother, you bear this responsibility in your mind, and you go through life trying to work harder, through trying to do more, feeling that you're insufficient, and these things are what cause the burnouts.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to match these things and start building the solution.
Mm-hmm.
What are the strategies or the practices? First,
Well, yeah, for me, I believe there are two main strategies that personally I incorporate. The first one is self-care, and the
okay,
second one having support system.
very good. Talk to me.
Yeah. So for self-care, of course, well, the easiest is okay. Take a bubble bath. No, it's more than this superficial
I bet.
thing. It's having a dedicated time, even just a few minutes,
Yeah.
to do something that will rejuvenate me.
Okay.
For me, for example, I am very into yoga. So
Great.
yes, so having a 10-minute session a day, just 10 minutes,
Okay.
is very, very good for me. It
I bet.
increases my flexibility. It's my me time. I can do it anywhere. I do it in my walk-in closet. So
Great.
so I close my closet and it's my time, and I just grab a video from the internet, and I do my 10 minutes yoga.
Perfect.
Uh, Another thing, and this will be different from person to person, my commute time. It's very stressful, the traffic, the noise, things like that. So I try to isolate myself listening to my favorite music, or
Okay.
a nice book. I'm
Okay.
very into audiobooks.
Great.
So self-care is very, very important. And this is for men and women.
True.
I don't hear many men talking about self-care,
True.
doing some physical activity, taking care of the food you consume, the material you consume from the internet. So it's all about self-care.
It's all
The
inclusive. It's
Yeah,
all complementary, right?
yeah, and it's very individual. You know, it's very individual. It will be different from an individual to another.
True. True. Let me tell you
Yeah.
that. Let me give you this surprise. My wife is a yoga instructor,
Oh,
so
that's
I
nice.
know all about yoga.
Do you practice yoga?
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Not not
It's
not
yeah.
not
It's
that
like
not that frequent, not on daily basis, of course, but I will tell you that me time is available on daily basis. 5 a.m. I wake up, I pray, and I go to the club. I have my exercise on daily basis with the Walkman in my ears, listening
yes.
to an audiobook, to a session, to a lecture, to whatever, a music,
Mhm.
whatever releases my mind,
Mhm.
so I can start the day fresh with great spirit. And of course, let me tell you the amount of ideas and thoughts that I get every morning when I'm exercising and listening to an audiobook. You get plenty of solutions for what seems like plugged issues or challenges or so. Your mind is fresh.
Mhm.
Private.
Because you are in the flow state.
Yes, this is it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing this. And of course, I'm very glad that um, we are exchanging like similar experience in different time zones. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yes, yes. And I believe this is the beauty of the globalized approach in education. The our approach in Windsor University is that we want to make education available to everyone anywhere,
true.
in a very accessible, in a very convenient way. And also these webinars that we are doing on bi-weekly, it's not about the hard skills, but mainly the soft skills that we need as professionals to be
True.
successful on the personal level and professional level.
Very, very good.
Yes.
Actually, before digging into the next step, which is, of course, now we understand that you need to know yourself first,
Yes.
so you can match it with the life wheel and career wheel in a disciplined manner, which is the time management.
Yes.
But before digging into the time management, I would like to ask you about one very irritating question in the developing countries. For example,
Oh.
you are in Canada, right?
Mhm.
You used to work in the States and Canada and different countries.
Yes.
How critical, how important it is the accent in your language?
Uh, no, the accent is not that important as long as you are people can understand you.
True.
So for example, I studied in big universities, Liverpool in the UK and Waterloo in Canada, and my professors were not English was not their first language.
You're
Most of
not.
them they had accents. However, we were able to understand them. So the way they used to pronounce the letters were understandable. And I believe you get this by practicing the language, by
Thank you so much,
speaking
Mr.
it.
Haram. I wanted you to state it plainly and directly to people, because some people are concerned with the accent to the extent that they can stop hiring someone because of the accent. Guys, it's
No,
not about
no.
the accent, it's about the knowledge and your ability to communicate.
Yes.
Let me, have you ever met an Italian guy without an accent? Have you
No.
ever met a French one without an accent?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
about,
No.
how about the American accent, which is not an English accent?
Yeah. Actually, this was another point that I want to say. There is no universal right accent.
True.
So even within England, I was talking. Actually, recently in the Parliament,
True.
one of the Parliament members.
The Irish one. It's very famous.
They couldn't understand what he was saying because
True.
of his thick Irish accent or Welsh accent. If you speak with Australian, for example, they
Of
will
course.
tell you that they have 5, 6 accents, and even here in Canada. Actually, I was talking to a lady, and her husband is from Newfoundland. And she told me that they pronounce the vowels in a different way.
Cool.
And yeah, so it's and I work a lot from with people and students from India, for example, from China, and we talk about this. And it's by practicing to make your accent understandable.
This is it. This is
Yeah.
it. Actually, all the time when I deal with people in the States, for example, they say that I talk like fine people, like businessmen, like education people,
Okay.
not like
in England. In England, they will tell you that you talk like posh people.
Okay.
Yeah, posh. So it's the upper middle class.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a good thing, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
I will take it as a good thing, of course. Let's get back to the. I think that we're running out of time. Talk to me about
Yes.
the time management, because I bet that this is a critical issue.
Okay. For me, I think it's all about your daily habits.
Okay.
Time management, you can have all the calendars in the world, all the tools, all the strategies, whatever. But if you don't track your daily habits and what you do on daily basis, and understand how do you spend your time, you will not be able to manage your time.
I bet.
So again, it's about self-awareness, but understanding how do you spend your time.
I love it when people state it like this, because it's never time management, it's self-management within the time.
Yes.
We can only manage ourselves, so it's
Yes.
about self-management. So would you like to tell me about some of your strategies in time management?
Okay.
What are the tools you use, for example?
Okay, let's talk about the hard aspects and the soft aspects. The hard aspect is that I love to have some planners.
Okay.
Because I still like to use pen and paper.
Great.
And also some electronic tool. And I believe most of us are using Google Calendar. Some are using other tools, but whatever the tool that you are using, give it a try for at least a few months before you decide if it is working or not.
Actually, for me, I call Google Calendar is the friend of human.
Yeah, it's so simple. It's very
Yeah,
intuitive to use it. We are very familiar with the Google tools and aspects. And the
sure.
beauty about Google Calendar that you can incorporate any other calendar with it. So,
Yeah,
for example, in my work, we use Outlook, so I can
synchronize.
import, yeah, import and synchronize all these together. But you have to have some centralized tool that have everything in your life.
True.
And one aspect of this work-life harmony, I used to use two different calendars, one for my personal life and one for my work life.
Right.
And I found that this is not right because
Okay.
I'm the same person. I'm moving from role to role, but I'm in the same person. So switching between tools is not,
The right thing to do.
yeah. So now I have only one planner and one calendar. And in this calendar, you will find things related to my house, my friends, my family. You
Very
will
good.
find reminders that call your uncle for his birthday. Remind your son to do this and this. All in one place.
Very good thing. I'll tell you two of the main critical strategies that I've learned through time, and now they are relieving my mind a lot. First, the one I've learned from getting things done.
Oh
By
yeah, Alan.
okay, yes, he's the one,
Yeah,
Alan. So getting
Dave,
things
David
done.
Allen. David
David
Allen.
Allen. David
Yeah.
Allen. Getting things done. The basic tip you learn from that. My mind is not for remembering. My mind is for communicating, and the remembering part is on the calendar.
Hmm.
The second technique I've learned from Mind Valley. If you ever heard of Mind Valley, Richard Lapiat,
Yes, I know him.
having time blocks.
Yes.
Have for each task have the start time and the end time of it.
Yeah.
Never let yourself loose for in any task. Determine the beginning time and the end time of it. You will be more productive
Yeah.
through time. So I bet that if we're going to speak about time management, we're going to take so much time in it.
We can dedicate a session for this.
I bet yes. I bet
Yeah.
yes.
But I also use this time boxing. I dedicate certain times throughout the day to certain tasks. I do
Okay.
something also I call day theming. So because I handle so many things, for example, every Monday it's dedicated to a certain function with Windsor University, for example.
Okay.
Saturday it's dedicated to the family. What happens, it's dedicated to the family.
Very good.
Yeah, Friday is maybe dedicated to my studies. So I block more hours and I dedicate it to studies and
Very
so
good.
on. Yeah.
How do you distribute the life wheel and career wheel on your Google Calendar? How do you think of this?
Uh, well, my calendar reflects my priorities. So I have certain times for self-development and self-care. I have certain times for my relationship with my husband. I have certain times for my career development. So maybe I'm studying or I'm reading, I'm attending a class or a training course. So something that's so it's reflected on my calendar.
Okay, but actually, I do agree with this. I will ask you the question of Mr. Ahmed have asked. Um, he's asking about the priority. Still, you're going to apply the time boxing technique and using the calendar. But what about the priorities? How do you prioritize?
Uh, well, there is a tool that's very common. It's the Eisenhower matrix.
Of course.
Yeah. So you prioritize each task based on its importance and its urgency.
True.
So you start with important, urgent tasks. Then you go to important, not urgent. What else? And then you try to eliminate these not important, not urgent tasks.
Yes, this is it. You delegate the important things and you eliminate the important, not urgent.
Yes.
So the Eisenhower framework is
matrix. Yeah.
The matrix. Is the prioritizing tool you're using. In my mind,
when you use these tools at the beginning, you have to use it. You have to train yourself, but after a while, it will be like second nature.
Yes.
You don't spend much time thinking of this deliberately, but you know how to do it.
Yes, I bet what I like about this talk, doctor, is that you have prepared the presentation complying with the line of thoughts.
Yes.
Each slide, I find that the talk and the questions are leading to the same line of thought. So
yes.
What about the boundaries thing? Because I think this is critical. Setting boundaries.
So tell me that you are our guest speaker. I'm just the host.
Now you quote me. Now. Well, in my mind, the boundaries thing is very critical, especially at home. It starts at home before you're setting boundaries at work. Because as you mentioned earlier, dedicating some time for work, for studies, it needs focus. It needs concentration. It needs what you call living in your bubble. And most probably, you cannot reach this unless you have this free conversation, dialogue with your family, with your wife, with your kids. Guys, when I get to my study time, please do not interrupt my folks. Please let me have my 2 hours of focus, and then we will communicate together, play together, have the quality time, whatever. Dedicate the time. And especially, it's very important nowadays because of the work from home strategy, the new trend, which is, of course, taken a lot of sense now. If you're going to work from home and you have kids and you're not in control for your boundaries, you're going to miss out. You're going to be very stressed. You're going to have burnouts. So setting boundaries at home, this gives you the right base to go at work and set boundaries. And what are the boundaries at work? Let me tell you, in my mind, the meeting management is the great challenge. It's a great essential skill that most of people don't mostly overlook, because when we are meeting, we let ourselves loose in discussions and being distracted and having stray of the conversation of the main topic and objective of the meeting. So we have to have this meeting management skills. Within this frame, you're going to learn and spread the culture of setting boundaries for tasks, people, meetings, and communication time, and so on. Let me tell you the surprise that we have passed 1 and 10 minutes 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think we can take like another 10 minutes because I believe we need to re-announce the certificate again.
Okay.
And yeah, and remind our attendees and our followers who will see the video after, yeah, the recording after. So at the end of the presentation, if you scroll down to the end, we will remind them again with our new certificate in human resources management. It's
Okay.
7 weeks, right? Remind me, you are the designer.
This is it. It's the certificate in human resource management, and it's very important to highlight that it's a globally recognized certificate
Yes.
from United States of America.
Yes, Windsor University in the UN, yeah, in the US.
Yes, the program is 7 weeks long, and of course, it contains the graduation is after passing a project, which will, of course, guarantee that the students have learned how to deal as competent HR professionals.
So it's a hands-on program.
It is hands-on program.
Yeah.
It has a lot of cases to reflect on, and of course, I don't let students get out without having their hands within the thing.
Yeah, yeah, and I believe the price is very, very amazing because we set the price to cater to people in not only in the first world, but those who have some financial limitations. So it's like $35 or $50. I don't remember exactly.
Actually, it's $40.
$40, yeah.
Like 10% or 5% of the real value of it.
Yes.
And truly, I do thank the management of Windsor University for accepting my request to cater it in this level of pay. Actually, I believe that many people will benefit from it.
Yes, I do so. I'm planning to attend too. Now
it's
you
gonna
have
be
your
a pleasure,
first,
of course.
you have your first student.
I will learn from you a lot. It's gonna be
No, thank you so much. Well, there are so many things that we couldn't cover today because the technology was not our friend today, and I believe soon we will cover other topics. So in 2 weeks, we will meet again to discuss 10 soft skills that are non-negotiable in the workplace right now. And you have to focus on it. So I'm really looking forward to this discussion with you, Dr. Wael.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And for those who will see the recording, I hope that you benefit from our discussion. And I will be sharing on LinkedIn some of the tools that we talked about. And of course, Dr. Wael, if you have more tools to share, please do this. As I said, our goal is to benefit everyone on the personal level and professional level.
Thank you so much, Dr. Han, for such a magnificent time. As usual, it flies by.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.